Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this webinar on business lending, where we are going to learn how we can automate and go live with our business lending process within 90 days. This is Darshak from Newgen. I'll be your host and moderator for this webinar today. I have Hitesh Hooda with me, who is a financial services expert from Newgen and comes with a lot of experience in automating various lending processes for banks and credit unions. We are going to hear from him today about what Newgen has to offer as a minimum viable product for business lending. At the end of this presentation, we will have a question and answer session. We request you to type your questions in the questions window of GoToWebinar anytime during this session. I'll take them up at the end of the session with our speaker Hitesh today. So let's wait no more and dive right in. Over to you, Hitesh.
Thanks, Darshak. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining Newgen Software Technologies Canada webinar on Automate and Go Live with Newgen Business Lending Software in 3 months. My name is Hitesh Hooda. I've been working with Newgen for almost 10 years now, and we'll talk a lot about some of the nuances on how you can choose the right business lending solution, some of the problems that you have been facing as of now, maybe with your current solution, or in case it is a manual process, and then some of the intricacies as to how you can be up the curve and give a seamless experience to your customers, to your members, to your prospect for the business lending software. So let's get started. Now, we have been discussing with multiple senior stakeholders for the past financial year, and certainly in year 2021, as to what are the driving forces in the banking and financial institution industry in 2021. Some of the terms, some of the pointers that have come up based on our discussion have been our unprecedented economic disruption due to COVID-19. So that has been one of the major factors that have come up. And the market has been becoming very competitive. There are financial institutions, there are banks, there are credit unions that are offering services at better rate, and the experience for the members and the customers has been enhancing on a daily basis. And then certainly the members, the customers, their expectation have also been increasing. They don't want to go to the branch. They want everything digital. They want everything online. They want to open up accounts within minutes. They want to apply for a loan, get the disbursement within hours. So these are some of the expectations from and some of the driving factors in the banking industry in the year 2021. And certainly another important factor can be external forces. So it can be, the US elections or embargoes from China and other regions. So these are some of the factors, and they all lead to requirement around a digital solution, which is over cloud. Now, as Yoda said, you must have heard of this character. The digital imperative is upon you, and do or do not try. There is no try. So do or do not, there is no try. So you have to understand that the current technology, the current scenario is around digital imperative. You will have to embark on this journey if you have not already done so. Now let us take an example, a metaphor wherein let us take the case, what makes a perfect storm? So there can be multiple factors, and some of them are as follows. So it is basically a chain of circumstances that come together, which includes wind speed, wind direction, moisture, temperature, land and water, precipitation, atmospheric pressure, and air composition, which ultimately lead to that perfect storm. Now, if we compare it, similarly, in the current time frame, in the current scenario, why digital now? What are the ingredients for digital imperative? And they also come together to create that perfect digital storm. Certainly, some of these factors are global economy, there are multiple platforms in the market, demographic maturity, automation in various systems, various solutions, the mobile access, the computing power, the financial access, and the internet infrastructure. All of these lead to the perfect storm of digital. If you have not embarked on this journey, you are missing on a major chunk of your for your customers. And this is what we're going to talk about today as well. Now, you also have to understand that what was digital yesterday is not digital today. So sometime back in the year 2000, a laptop, computers, those were the digital trend. And similarly, what is digital today won't be digital tomorrow. So you have to continuously improve, you have to continuously enhance, understand the market nuances, and be up the curve, because the industry, the financial institution industry, is very critical to the economy, to the customers, and you have to continuously improve onto that. Now let us take and look at some of your customers, some of your members, some of your prospects. There can be customers, people who are in their 20s, who are single, who are digital savvy, social media savvy, and they do not differentiate between the financial services from a retail standpoint or from an entertainment standpoint. They don't like to go to the branch. They prefer the digital method, whether it is opening up an account or applying for a loan, shopping for an auto loan, doing your online banking activities. And then there are people like David, who are in their late 40s, who are senior executive. They have grown up with the traditional banking system, but they understand that going forward, they have to transact digitally, and they would avoid going to the branch unless it is very important or urgent. So these are some of your customers based on different age group. They have different expectation. Your solution, your offering have to meet these requirements in terms of how you work, how you give the experience to them. It matters a lot. Now let us take the problem statement in hand that we have. So Paul, he owns a cafe and he is looking for a business loan, and he's looking for a long-term value in relationship and wants to focus on his business. He does not want to go to your branches, have multiple round of discussion, apply for a loan on a physical paper, and sharing documents physically, or someone reaching out to him, a relationship manager, and then giving him the documents, taking that loan request. It's all a past scenario. He wants to focus on business. And how can we do that? How can we give that business loan to Paul within hours, within minutes, is the problem statement for today. We'll come on how we can solve this problem statement. But before we go into that, based on Newgen discussion with senior stakeholders within the financial institution industry, we have understood that for digital transformation in business lending, there are certain essence, certain nuances, certain critical points that you have to focus upon before you can go into this digital transformation journey. The number one factor has to be delight your customers, your members, your prospect. Customer experience matters a lot. And certainly, in case if you can also include contextual customer engagement, it can enhance the experience of your customers, your members, your prospect. It has to be a frictionless, seamless experience wherein they are applying for a loan, it is getting dispersed, and there are offerings over a digital method. The second essence of digital transformation is be faster than the fastest. We have had discussion with multiple financial institutions wherein they are taking days to approve a loan. They are using teams that are overworked. They are using physical exchange over email, physical movement of paper. There is no digital trail. Auditing is very time consuming. So for them, you have to be faster than the fastest, because the financial institution industry is such, which is ever evolving. There are banks, there are credit unions, there are organizations that are offering products very quickly. Loans, opening accounts in fraction of minutes is the key factor today. So business agility and operational responsiveness is prime essence in digital transformation. Then you have to make your business infinite. It has to be a scenario wherein anytime, anywhere business ecosystem is developed, you can apply for a loan over your mobile, over your tablet. In case you're not able to complete that application in a single session, you can always go back use a different channel, complete that process. In case there are certain documents that are required during that due diligence process, they are uploaded over a web portal which seamlessly goes to the financial institution and they approve the loan. It has to be on the go. It has to be, branch independent per se. So these are some of the essence, some of the nuances that you have to consider when you talk about the digital transformation and business lending. And if you talk on critical nuances, critical milestone or parameters or things that you have to consider when you're looking for a business lending solution, you have to understand that the processes can be complex. Your organization approval hierarchy, your organization process to complete that loan application would be different. Every member is unique. Every member have different pointers, different things that he consider important. For some, they would like to go to the branch. For some, they would like to apply for that loan over a web portal, over their mobile, over their tablet. And then everyone has different expectation from a financial institution. And the processes are people intensive. So within your organization, outside of your organization, it depends upon people. For your credit analysts, your risk officers, they have different activities that they would like to work, they like to create reports, they would like to focus upon. So it is a people intensive business lending process. And certainly the operations are document intensive. There are a lot of documents that are being moved, whether it is the application form itself, whether it is the term sheet, or whether it is the approval document or an offer letter. So those documents are moving from one user within the financial institution to the other user, and it is a document intensive process. And similarly, the lending decision are also rules driven. All of these are based on your credit policy. Your organization have different credit policy as compared to any other financial institution in the market. So you have to consider all these together when you look for the perfect business lending solution and embark on that digital transformation journey. Now, how do you find the right business lending solution? What we have done is we had multiple discussion with senior stakeholders who have been in this area for quite some time, for 30 years, 35 years. They are the expert. They have seen how things have grown within their organization, and they helped us identify certain parameters, certain questions which you can also utilize and find the perfect business lending software. Does the platform support digital first strategy? Now, the last year has been very difficult for organization as well as for individual. There has been the pandemic COVID-19. The impact has been seen across different industries as well. So your platform for business lending should have the digital first strategy. It should have omni-channel, cross-channel support. Things are happening in real time over a web portal, and you do not have to physically move to the branches to get the application submitted, approved, and do the disbursement of the loan. And also the platform that you choose from a digital first perspective has to be one which can change based on the new guidelines, new requirement, new compliances in the market. Then the second question is, does it automate your end-to-end process? So when we talk about end-to-end process, it means doing that process automation starting from the very first step, wherein you are applying either from a branch or you are applying over a web portal through your mobile, tablet, laptop. Maybe you are downloading an app and then applying for a loan. And it is a seamless process. You do not move outside of the system. The application is submitted, it comes into the respective user queue for processing, he approves, or based on the credit rules that are laid down within the system, the application gets approved, rejected, and the documents are generated. It is e-signed by the applicant, by that member or that prospect, and once he submit the e-signed application of your loan offer or your final closing documents, the loan is booked into the core banking system. It is an end-to-end automation process. It does not have to work in silos. And there has to be a workflow, there has to be a method defined within the system as to how an application would move from one user from one step to the other. Then third question, the third pillar is, can it unify all your business requirement in one platform? Now, in terms of the key guidance, it is an integrated platform. It is a single window. You are not rekeying data again and again in separate system. If you are pulling a credit report, it is done through a single system itself. That single system, that single business lending software is pulling the credit score along with the credit report. And then when you're booking the loan, it is seamlessly passed onto the core banking system. So you're not moving or juggling between multiple windows. It has to be a single solution wherein all these activities are happening. Then the next pillar or the next question is, does it allow automation and configuration of credit policy? Now, every organization is unique. They have their own credit policy. They have their own rates, rules, approval, hierarchy, exception management. So all these have to be automated on a solution or on a module, wherein in case going down the line, if you have to change that because of some reason, because of certain changes, you are able to do so. And it does not have to be, or typically it does not, you don't have to rely on the vendor. Your business user can actually make those changes. In case you want to make a rate change, in case you want to add a new approval step, approval hierarchy in terms of dollar value, you can do that at your end. And certainly, if we talk about the loan type, the industry talks about a no touch, low touch, and a high touch loan. In terms of a low touch, if it is a smaller dollar value of loan, say 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000, it is automatically approved based on the credit policy that you have. There is no manual intervention required, and the turnaround time is the best in this case. Similarly, based on the dollar value, based on the nuances, based on the loan to value, based on the different ratios, it falls in different hierarchy for some sort of a low touch or a high touch loan. Then the next pillar or the next step would be, can it integrate seamlessly to core banking and other system? You will need to have a solution and architecture in place which can integrate with various third-party systems, with various core banking system, with various legacy system. It has to be an API based or an open architecture so that integration, seamless movement of data from one system to the other is happening. Then the next question or the next pillar of identifying the right business lending solution is, does it enable a 360-degree view of reporting for proactive management? Now you have to understand that different users within your organization, they have different activities that they have to work upon. So your compliance team, your risk team, your relationship manager, your underwriter, they need to see different data points. Your business team, your senior stakeholders, they need to see different reports within the system. Does the business lending solution offer you the capability of creating those reports, having a role-based dashboard wherein once a user logs in into the system, he is able to see what are his to-do list, what are his important activities planned for today, what are the loans that he has to handle in the next 4 hours based on the priority. So a solution should be able to offer all of these in terms of a reporting capability. And then also there has to be alerts, notification that are sent to administrators, certain users, so that you can maintain the SLA that you have defined internally within your organization. And the final question would be, does it let you build your own functional differentiator? So as I said, every organization is unique. You have your own branding guidelines, you have your own data that you are capturing, you have your own credit policy, you have your own approval hierarchy, different ratios or financial spreading that you're performing. So your organization is unique. Can the platform, can the solution that you're looking for help you create that functional differentiator? Create, or is it nimble enough to do that change management quickly? Can it cater to your organization specific configuration or customization, and that too at a low cost? So these are the top 7 questions that Newgen as an organization have understood are one of the key parameters that can help you identify the right business lending solution. And all these questions have come based on our discussion with senior stakeholders within the market globally. Well, we have been working with multiple financial institutions. Now, the previous question that you may have seen, maybe in case you're trying to find a new solution, maybe you already have a solution, and these questions that you saw or just read could be that identifying factor. Similarly, there can be scenario wherein there are symptoms wherein your current business lending software is letting you down, or maybe it is not able to perform all the key requirements based on your organization. And we have identified and presented some of these factors as for today's webinar, which are, as you know, the broken processes. It is taking multiple iterations, it is broken, it does not seamlessly move from one user to the other. Then there can be a scenario wherein there is a siloed web portal. So we have identified organizations that only have a web portal to do a data capture. And then there are relationship managers who are trying to reach out to the folks for loans, and it takes about 2 days, 3 days. So web portal is in a siloed form. Then the omni-channel and the cross-channel experience is very poor. Maybe you are trying to initiate an application on a mobile, but those are not device responsive screen. So the member experience is very poor in such scenarios. Similarly, you only have a siloed back office or siloed solution which is used by your branch user or by your approvers or by people within your organization. And it does not handle an end-to-end automation starting from the very first channel to the loan booking onto the core banking system. Maybe you already have a web portal, but there are a lot of abandonment that is happening. It may be because you may be asking some of your prospect or members or customers to create a user ID and password. What we have seen is it drops, or there's a lot of abandonment because people don't want to create a username and password. They are already creating multiple username and password for different activities. They want, or you can use unique identifiers which are unique based on, say, your SIN number, your email ID, your phone, and do authentication and continue your application that you have submitted or check the status of your application. Similarly, at different step, maybe you have not identified and showcased what are the right set of documents that are required to the applicant at the very first step. So in that case as well, there may be abandonment. So your solution has to handle these, or should be nimble enough, or should understand the abandonment that is happening. And if you are able to identify those abandonment, improve onto your solution so that that does not happen going forward. Now, another factor can be you are asking your applicant, your members, your prospect to rekey all the data manually. What we have seen and identify is if you are using a driver's license to pre-populate the data, you are minimizing on the number of touches and clicks that is happening. So you can use that as a method to minimize and provide a more frictionless experience. It also caters to multiple scenarios wherein you are getting that document as well from a KYC standpoint, and also the frictionless lending application is sort of identified through this method. Maybe your current solution does not offer an exception management capability. Maybe the loan to value ratio is not as per the right requirement, or the credit score is not up to the mark based on your credit policy, and you have to take or handle such situations. So exception management can also be one of those factors. Another factor can be integration with your core and legacy system. So you're not able to pull data from your core for an existing member or that existing customer for which you have already have an account or have a loan, and then offer a 360-degree view to your underwriter so that they can take decisions, help underwrite that process properly. There may be a scenario wherein it is overworked workforce. Another important factor that we have seen is financial spreading is done in Excel file. So the current system, in your current system, in case you're performing any basic financial spreading or enhanced financial spreading, you are doing that in Excel file. And then similarly, if you are using that data for that offer letter or for approval, you have to rekey that data again into Word documents and then send it for approval. Through Newgen solution, through the current solution, you'll be able to do all those activities within the platform itself. Your current solution does not do an application duplicity check. There is a high turnaround time for approval and disbursement of a loan. Similarly, since you already have important data for that member or that customer, you are missing out on cross-selling opportunities as well. And also, as I said, the document generation, that is also manual. You are copying that data again from Excel files and then creating those documents, sending it for manual approval. And then you are missing out on notification, alerts, and reminders. Maybe your driver's license, maybe certain documents, article of incorporation, certificate of incorporation, those are old documents, those are expired driver's license or passport. So you have to have a solution that can handle, give notification, alerts, and reminders. Similarly, another important piece of the puzzle that we have seen is, there is physical movement of paper. The documents, the information is physically moved. There is no underlying document management system or a method wherein there is seamless movement of documents along with the information. Then there can be latent cost and losses. There is no automated risk rating. And then the entire process is manual, which can lead to a high turnaround time for that loan. And your reporting 360-degree view. So broadly, these are some of the factors that we have identified. These are the symptoms wherein your current business lending software is letting you down, and you are not able to provide the right or the experience to your members, to your prospect, to your customers. Now, the most important question is, what's the solution in case you are facing with some of the symptoms, or maybe you're looking for a new business lending solution? Well, here's the answer. Automation using Newgen's low-code lending platform. And Newgen's low-code platform can help solve almost all these problems that we have identified and discussed as of now. And we'll come to all of those. Let me just give you a brief overview of Newgen software in case you're not aware of. We have been working with more than 69 countries, and banking and financial institution is one of our prime vertical wherein we operate. We have more than 560 plus active customers and 2,800 plus employees, and we invest a lot on R&D. We have filed more than 44 patents in the last financial year. So Newgen Software is a global organization with headquarters in Canada, in US, in India, and Middle East, Asia Pacific, Australia, and we are serving financial institution and other organization in different verticals such as healthcare, government, public sector, insurance. In terms of recognition and based on our products that we offer, there's a lot of echo that is coming in. Yeah, very good. Now, from a capability and recognition standpoint, Newgen has offering in the following verticals. So we have a low-code IBPS platform, enterprise-wide document management system, and a customer communication management tool. And these are the pillars on which Newgen business lending solution has been created. And the platform, the pillar that we are discussing today, these have been recognized by industry analysts such as Gartner and Forrester. We are ranked very high in the Magic Quadrant and in the Forrester Wave report. wherein for different platforms, we are either in the visionary quadrant or we are niche player, and we are a strong performer in these platform, these pillars. And these are what have been used to create the business lending software and solve 100% of the problems that many of the financial institutions are currently facing globally. Now, today we are going to talk about the minimum viable product in business lending, and the current slide talks about the steps, the integration, the different layers broadly. So with the minimal viable product in a workflow-driven environment, you would be able to submit application through an online channel or through your branch as well. Your credit policy would be automated within the solution, and it can lead to a pre-qualification or an auto approval of a loan. And in case there is some manual intervention required based on certain credit policies, certain rules that you have created within the system, those applications would be sent for review, for exception management, for approval. And based on the decision, whether it is approved or declined, the final offer letter, the documents can be generated, the closing docs can be generated, and the loan can be booked and dispersed into the core banking system. And all of these processes, all the activity that is happening, it is done on top of a document management system. It is the enterprise-wide document management system, which is called as OmniDocs, and there is no physical movement of paper that is happening. Any information that is captured over the web portal, any document that is generated through the solution is seamlessly passed, is seamlessly viewed by people within your organization. In case there are additional documents that are required, members, prospect, customers can go onto the web portal. You can send out email notification. They can upload those documents over a web portal, and it would seamlessly come into the workflow-driven environment for due diligence. Similarly, once the loan has been approved, it can be booked onto the core banking system. From a workflow standpoint, the solution offers automated routing, exception handling, escalations, decisioning, tracking, and reporting. So the solution offers multiple modules wherein your business users can also make changes going forward based on any new requirement compliances that may come up. And on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the different integration that we have labeled down. So we can integrate with the core banking system in real time, pull the data for your existing member or customer, along with the deposit, along with the loans, along with the data that is already there, and push the data back into the core banking system once the loan has been approved. Similarly, an existing member or a prospect or a customer can be authenticated through an online banking. We can integrate with credit bureaus to pull the data in real time along with the credit score, as well as certain sections from the credit report as well, in case those are the requirement. You can perform fraud check. Once the loan has been approved, you're generating the final documents. You can integrate with an e-sign system and send it to the applicant, to the member or the customer for his signature purposes. And then from an integration standpoint, we have done integration. The minimal viable product offers integration with QMIS, Sage in Canada Post, and then you can also perform spreading, basic spreading, wherein you are generating financial ratios, identifying and using credit rules to approve, auto approve that loan application, and then generation of documents from the system as well. So all these activities, all these nuances to the lending, business lending solution are happening in a single system. You are not moving outside of the system to perform any of these activities. Now, you must have thought that we have discussed a lot, but think big. Start with Newgen minimum viable product, earn quick wins, and expand. The solution that you are seeing right now, it is built on a low-code IBPS platform. It gives you the flexibility to go live within 3 months and then make changes or configure it as per your organization needs. You can change your credit policies, your rules based on new requirements, and build upon your solution. Now, why start with Newgen's minimum viable product for business lending? Because We are offering ready template, ready minimum viable product, which is the best of both the world, which in case you are building a solution from scratch or you're using a point solution, but since it is built on a IBPS or a business process management framework, it gives you the flexibility to reconfigure going forward once you are deployed with the minimum viable product to your organization specific nuances, which can be either your approval hierarchy, maybe adding new fields, maybe modifying certain business rules going forward. And the entire solution is not expensive, it is not large. It offers the best platform that is there within the market and can suit your organization needs. And you will certainly grow on the product on the platform going forward. The solution, the platform that is being offered by Newgen, it offers easy change management. So maybe 6 months down the line, 9 months down the line, you want to launch a new product. You can reconfigure your solution, add on to that new product. We are not actually coding. We are using a low-code platform to make changes. We are using a graphical user interface to reconfigure your solution. Any new compliance that may come up will help you. That will be provided as part of the platform, that part of the solution, so that your organization is handling all those compliances going forward. So the solution offers easy change management. You can do a phased implementation, one step at a time, faster time to market. You can use the minimum viable product, and then that can be reconfigured based on your specific nuances, based on your specific process going forward. So do a phased approach, go live with the business lending software, provide that seamless experience to your members, and then grow on to the solution. Now we will talk about certain nuances, certain steps as to what are the different phases as to how you can automate and go live with the business lending product in 3 months. Now, once you have signed the master service agreement with Newgen, we'll do the pre-kickoff. We will reconfigure the minimum viable product with your organization branding guidelines, color combination, your product portfolio, product line, reconfigure the checklist, branches, document list as per requirement that are unique to your organization. We will align that minimum viable product, that template that we have with these parameters. So we'll do a functional walkthrough or the process walkthrough of the minimum viable product with your organization within the first 2 weeks. We'll create an analysis document which, based on the gaps, based on identifying what are the configurable parameters to your organization, to your credit union. And then the next 2 weeks will take to reconfigure the system. So after 4 weeks, you will actually have a solution which can book that loan. So it will have the standard process workflow, the web portal, the backend interface, and the standard spreading template, along with mock integration, which are file-based. And then we'll have the integration phase wherein, based on your organization need, integration with the core banking system, with QMIS, with Sagen, with e-sign system, with credit bureaus would be handled so that you are able to process book loans within 3 months. So at the end of 9 weeks, you will actually have a solution which is UAT ready. And there would be 1 week of trading of the business lending software for your end users, your system administrator. And then we'll do a 2-week UAT, post which the solution would go live. So these are the different steps, different stages from kickoff, from the signing of contract, and then having a UAT ready business lending minimum viable product, and going live and offering loans on a seamless platform via web portal and processing loans through your back office. Now let's talk about some numbers wherein based on what we have achieved with global financial institutions. So we have been able to reduce 50% in terms of operational costs through the Newgen business lending software. There has been 75% increase in tracking and monitoring of loan application, 80% reduction in process turnaround time, and 90 to 95% improvement in first time right, with 99% improvement in quality and compliance. So these are real numbers that we have identified, that organizations have identified while using Newgen business lending software. Now we come to the question, why Newgen software? Well, these are the reasons that differentiate us from other vendors in the market, and we'll go through each of them, wherein one of the important differentiator is it is a streamlined, frictionless end-to-end process which is built on a low-code platform and has cloud-based capabilities. So the solution can be deployed on Amazon Web Services within Canada region, as well as other regions for different geographies. We are also cloud ready, and we have multiple customers that are already using our solution for cloud. Faster product rollout with off-the-shelf solution. So the minimum viable product can help you go live within 3 months, and then you can perform a phased approach as well, wherein you are adding more products, more solutions. You are reconfiguring the solution as per your organization need. Seamless integration that helps leverage existing investment. So we understand that you have already invested a lot in your core banking system, your credit bureaus, your fraud check, online banking, e-sign, insurance providers such as QMS, Sagent. So we will integrate with those systems, provide you with a single window, a single solution, wherein all things are happening on Newgen platform, and there is seamless movement of data, approval, and booking of loan. We are one of the vendors that have provided the solution on time and in budget implementation. We have been doing that for the last 25 plus years. And the solution is built on a configurable rule-based framework. We are not a point solution. We are a configurable solution that is built on a low-code BPM platform. It is nimble enough, agile enough to be reconfigured to your organization's specific nuances. So whenever someone walks in to the branch and maybe they're using some kind of a kiosk for applying for a loan, or if they're going over the web portal, the branding guidelines, the color combination, all of this is reconfigured to your organization nuances. Real-time comprehensive reports and audit trail. So with Newgen's business activity monitoring tool, you'll have access to real-time data in terms of graphical reports as well as in terms of tabular reports, which are also drilled down in nature. Another important factor is a dedicated banking center of excellence team. Now we understand that every organization is unique, and to help you grow up the curve, we have a banking center of excellence, which include people who have been within the banking industry for quite some time, CXO people, technology people who have been in the industry for 30 to 35 plus years, who are part of that implementation, so that you can take the best practices and provide best experience to your members, to your customers. The next factor is omni-channel experience to help serve customers better, your members better. So the platform, the solution that we are offering is omni-channel as well as cross-channel. You can start from one channel and complete on another channel. You can have access to status of application. Loans can be approved very quickly within fraction of minutes in case based on the credit policy that you lay down within the system. And one of the important factor is the lower total cost of ownership. You can start with business lending, you can add other solution, and also we are offering a very high class platform which can be used for multiple activities. It can be it can be loans to start with, it can be commercial loans, it can be account opening, it can be organization level processes as well. And then we have a proven track record of nearly 3 decades with over 1400 plus deployment across 69 countries. So we are a global software provider. We bring in the experience from global financial institution as part of our solution offering. So these are some of the factors that differentiate Newgen software with other vendors in the market. And we have been doing this for quite some time. So we are bridging the silos and offering a truly digital experience. The low-code platform offers a digital-first capability. You can use self-service kiosks as well to apply for a loan, open an account. The low-code platform helps you to change as per your organization needs. Solution offers omni-channel as well as cross-channel experience. The platform itself is built on an open API framework, open framework, wherein it can integrate with core banking, credit bureaus, online banking, CRM system, industry databases, and can leverage your existing investment that you already have. Generation of documents as per your organization templates. And then apart from that, we also have products in offering in terms of document classification, AI-based solutions, machine learning, process insight capability as well. So we have been investing a lot in R&D, research and development, and we have other solutions as well that are the market need for now. Now, I do want to say that use a platform, have a solution or a platform that can be used by your organization. You can grow onto it. Right now, you may want to automate a business lending solution, but then going forward, if you want to apply or add an account opening solution or retail loan, trade finance, you can do that on the same platform. Newgen's low-code platform can be used for multiple products, for multiple solutions, and you can reap the benefit going forward. So your answer to most of the problems that you may currently be facing is using the platform or a right platform. With this, I'll open the forum for any questions that are there.
Thank you, Hitesh, for that. I have received a couple of questions from the audience, so let me put them up one by one. Sorry. Hitesh, the first question today is, what all core banking systems do you integrate with?
Thanks, Darshak. So since we have been working with more in almost 69 countries, so we are working with multiple industry standard core banking system. Within the Canadian market, we have been working with Wealthview Banking, FISF DNA, Temenos T24. And then in other parts of the geographies as well, we have integrated with FIS, Finacle, FlexCube, Jack Henry's of the world. So if I say more than 15 plus industry banking, core banking systems is what we have integrated with. Since our solution is built on an open API framework. Yeah. Next question, Darshak.
Second question I have is, what all business loan types your software can handle?
Okay. So as part of the minimum viable product and as part of our multiple solution that we are offering, so in terms of business loans, we can classify them as to equipment term loan, which can be for new, used or refinance product types, secured loans and unsecured loan in terms of term loan, line of credit, loans secured with asset, cash related securities. Additionally, some products can be business mortgages or agriculture loans in terms of term loans, line of credit. So multiple products can be automated on Newgen's lending platform.
Okay, then there is a quick question. Is this available on cloud?
Yes. So within the Canadian market, the solution is hosted on Amazon Web Services. So it is cloud ready. We cater to all the Canadian compliances in terms of cloud. Similarly, for other geographies such as US region as well, we have multiple multiple customers which are on cloud. And again, it is on Amazon Web Services. There is no movement of data outside of the system from that region per se. So all data would reside within the particular geography where it is hosted. So the answer to your question is yes.
Thanks, Hitesh. I think we have one or two more questions on the integration, which seems to be a very interesting topic for today. Maybe you can combine them. First part is that do you integrate with credit bureaus? And second part is that how can someone build a custom integration with a third party or any existing application that somebody may have within their financial institution?
Okay. So yes, we have been integrating with multiple credit bureaus globally, and specifically within the Canadian market, we have integrated with Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, LexisNexis, to name a few. And we can pull the credit score from these credit bureaus along with the credit report, which can then be attached in form of a document. And also we have seen wherein if you want certain sections from the credit report to be populated at the form level, we can also do that for due diligence of your underwriter and different users within the system. And then what we have done is we understand that different organizations, different financial institutions have different third-party system that they're using. So we have created a central integration team which is based out of our Toronto, Canada, and Tampa, Florida from US office. And as an organizational strategy, we continue to develop relationship and expand on the existing third-party system that we are already integrated with. And from an architecture standpoint, Newgen solution is built on a very integration ready architecture, and it supports wide range of XML APIs, connectors, adapters, web services, which can lead to probably a synchronous, a real time or a non-real time data exchange, and we can with third-party system. So any industry standard software we may have already integrated with, or we can integrate with, because our solution is very nimble. It is built on a very integration ready architecture. Yes. Next question, Darshak.
All right, I have got two more questions here. Let me take them one by one. First is that have you implemented this for any other customers so far?
Okay. So within the Canadian market, yes, Newgen has implemented its lending solution for Connect First Credit Union, which was a merger of 4 credit union, and First West Credit Union, which again is a merger of 3 credit union. And apart from that, additionally, we have multiple implementation in US and Caribbean region as well, within the banking as well as in the credit union space for the lending solution.
Okay, and the next question is that let's say, assuming that we implement this software for our financial institution, do we have to configure the product ourselves, or does it come with a template or something?
Okay. So Newgen would be configuring the solution for the financial institution. So the implementation would be done by Newgen itself. And the minimum viable product for which we were discussing today, it does come with that minimum viable product business lending template. So you don't have to configure it. We will do it for you. And then going forward, if you want to build on this, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question I have is that how is MVP different from the regular lending package that you have?
Okay. Now this is a very important question, because what we have done is we have created a solution. So MVP comes with all the basic features and integration which are required for a lending solution in Canada, as per best of our understanding that we have understood from different people based on the previous implementations. And it would be configured as per the financial institution branding guidelines and policy. And then a financial institution can automate and start processing loans within 3 months. Now, there might be a scenario wherein going forward, you want to build up on this solution and meet or cater to your organization specific requirements, which can be maybe you are performing that detailed financial spreading, or maybe the financial spreading is done differently, or the risk rating is done differently. You have your own customized forms or workflow or approval hierarchy, and maybe you want to make changes to the business lending, rules and parameters. You can do that on our platform. So minimum viable product will help you go live within 3 months with the basic features and integration that are required. And if you want to build on top of it based on your organization's specific needs, you can do that, and that would be part of a regular lending package. I hope I have been able to answer that question, Darshak.
Okay, I think we can wait for a follow-up question from the customer if he has any on that. Meanwhile, you can take up the next question. Does your lending software come with a document library, or do we need a separate document library to handle all the paperwork?
Okay. So as part of the minimum viable product and as part of our Newgen offering, the solution does come with an underlying document management system, which is called as OmniDocs, and you do not need any separate document library. All the documents that are captured either of the web portal or are generated through the solution, they move seamlessly on within the Newgen platform using its underlying document management system. And it is a very frictionless experience. You can see the right documents at the right time based on your policy. So the right user would be able to see the right documents. And there are seamless communication that happens. So whenever you are communicating with your internal employees, or maybe you are receiving certain documents from your members or prospect, that document management layer would handle all those. So any document that are either captured during the process seamlessly move on the Newgen underlying document management system. So you don't need a separate document library. It is part of the solution itself.
Thanks, Hitesh. We are about 10 minutes away from our session end, and I'm just waiting for some more questions. I invite all of you to send your questions if you have any. We have almost 2 more minutes to go. Hitesh, I don't think there are any more questions.
Okay.
So I think we can end here, Hitesh. Thanks a lot for this insightful session. I'm sure all the attendees had something very important to take away from here. And I want to thank all our audience for sending in a lot of questions and participating with us today. We will send across a recording of this webinar to you all. Wish you all a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Darshak. Thank you, everyone, for joining today's webinar. Have a nice day. Stay safe.